Hi everyone, so this week's video is about a topic request that I was asked to make a while back. It's taken me a little while to get to this topic. I apologize, I had some other topics to discuss first. So I was asked to discuss ticking in public and how it makes me feel when I'm ticking in public and around people that I don't know. And this can also be a tricky one, I think, like any other topic, I guess, about Tourette syndrome, especially because it's so different for everybody. So just please keep in mind, this is my opinion and my life with how I view ticking in public and living with Tourette syndrome in general. We all have different lives, different ways to look at it, all of that fun stuff. So when it comes to ticking in public, it kind of depends on where I'm at, depends on how many people are around me, and kind of just depends on the day or that mood at that time. It'll depend on how I'm feeling at that time. Maybe I'm in a bad mood. Maybe I am in a really good mood. Maybe I'm in an I don't care mood or a shy mood. You know, we all go through these different levels and different emotions every day. So it can be different from day to day and different from what kind of public forum I'm in. And ticking in public can be very tricky because you never know. The biggest worry for me, obviously, and I think probably a lot of other people, is you never know how people are going to react. You don't know if they're going to stare at you, make fun of you, not believe you, kick you out of somewhere because you're saying something. I don't necessarily have that issue, but I know obviously a lot of people do, and it does happen. People with Tourette syndrome are kicked out of places. You do not get away with saying whatever you want to say when you have Tourette syndrome. I promise you, it's not like what you think it is. You also wonder, like, what kind of comments people are going to make, what rude comments they could possibly make, or what you could get into, I guess, with those tics, because you never know what your body's going to do. My body can come up with a new tic every single day, so I never know what's coming next. And it's the same, it's pretty much, as I believe it's the same for most people living with Tourette syndrome. We have new and old tics coming and going, and I could have a new tic 5 minutes from now. I just don't know what my body's going to do. And that's what can be nerve-wracking about ticking in public, and what can be hard for a lot of people with Tourette syndrome to be out in public because they don't feel comfortable. Because they don't know what their body's going to do next, because they do have vocal tics, because they do have copralia and the swearing tics and all of these other things, and it can be so misconstrued. So again, I'm speaking from my mostly physical tics while living with Tourette syndrome for this topic. So when I think about ticking in public, and this is kind of similar to the one where I talked about it at sporting events, when I'm around so many people, I kind of get on a sensory overload and overdrive, and my anxiety ramps up. And so when my anxiety ramps up and my stress ramps up, then my tics also do the same. They follow suit. They kind of correlate with whatever over emotion I'm feeling at that time. So I tend to tick a lot more with my feet. I tend to kick the ground a lot more. And that one, I think, is the more uncomfortable one for me in public, because I never know what I'm going to do. I never know if I'm going to stop in front of the wrong person one day, because when I take the floor or when I kick the floor with my tics, I stop dead in my tracks because I have to do it. It's what my body is making me do. Even if I can get to the side at one point, I could be standing in front of something that somebody wants. I could be blocking them from doing something they're trying to do. And so that is in the back of my head every single time, because I don't want to do that. I don't want to deal with people just not understanding and not getting it, because as open as I am, some days it's tiring, have to explain yourself, and I don't always want to do it. So I do have that in the back of my head, because I'm not sure all the time how I'm going to react. Again, that's a emotional thing, and when emotions are high, you never know what you're going to do, let alone what you're going to say and all of those things. So those ones I definitely feel uncomfortable with. And don't get me wrong, for the most part, I try to let myself tick just the way I need to tick, but there is still, as confident as I am and proud as I am to be somebody living with Tourette syndrome, you're still self-conscious about it. At least I am, because it's weird things, and you're around people you don't know. You're around people that haven't seen you your whole life growing up with these things and have just gotten used to you moving around like that. So when I'm in these public settings, even with a smaller group of new people that might not know that I have Tourette syndrome, it is nerve-wracking, because you never know what they're going to say. You never know how they're going to react and absorb that information that you give them. So it's a scary thing to take in public, especially in today's world. Everybody thinks they know everything. Everyone's a doctor nowadays. They know when you're lying. They know when you're telling the truth, and it's just so aggravating. So it can be a very terrifying thing to take in public, but it can also be again, it depends on the day. One day I could say, screw it, I don't care what any of these people think. I don't care what they're going to say to me. I have Tourette syndrome. It is what it is. Deal with it. I don't care. Another day I can be like, God, I just want to get through the store. I just want to get out of this moment with these people that I don't know. I just want to get through this meeting from people from other departments at work without them wondering what I'm doing. Because sometimes people can be looking at you and you don't know, like, so should I tell them or should I just move on because I'm never going to see these people again? And it's that battle, and it's kind of like a constant battle. And that's how I always feel. So taking in public for me, I can't really give you a definite description of how I feel about taking in public because, like I said, it depends. And I've said that, I think, like 100 times in these videos, or this video, sorry. But that's how it is. So many things with Tourette syndrome can kind of be on the daily or hourly because our bodies change so much. Our bodies make us do things so differently from minute to minute, from hour to hour, that I just don't know how I'm going to feel about that. You just have to pick the battles. You have to pick your battles of whether you want to explain yourself to somebody, whether you want to put yourself through that. And for me, most of the time, I let myself just go and do what I want to do, what I need to do, because I refuse to let this stop me from getting done everything that I need to get done and living my life. But that's not to say that's not difficult, and that's not in the back of my head, because you never know when you're going to encounter that one wrong person, and that could be a really scary thing. Again, like I said, especially in today's world. So I know that was kind of a very broad and brief explanation of how I feel about taking in public. Generally, not great. I guess I'll end it with that. I don't like taking in front of a bunch of people I don't know because I don't have the time or the ability to explain to every single one of those people, I have Tourette syndrome, let's talk about it. Don't get me wrong, I'll take those opportunities when they present themselves and I have them, but you don't always have that time. So yeah, general answer, I don't like it. I hate it. I don't like taking in public. I'd rather take in my own space at home where I'm comfortable. And I tick more when I'm at home because I feel comfortable to do that. Sometimes I tick less because I'm comfortable. So again, double-edged sword there. You never know what you're going to get while living with Tourette syndrome. So I hope that answers your question out there. Sorry again that it took me so long. Hope you guys all enjoy. Again, if you'd like to be in a Tourette Talk video, have a lot of really exciting ones coming up, please reach out to me on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/1tic@a-time. And we will get something set up. Message me on there and we'll get a video set up. I'd love to share your story on here and see your views and how you live your life with Tourette syndrome, because it's so much more important to share everybody's story than just my own, because everybody differs so much. Your story could be helping somebody watching right now more than mine can. So definitely reach out. Please keep subscribing, keep sharing these videos and spreading awareness about Tourette syndrome because we desperately need it. And I'll see you guys later.